Welcome. As Kiva says, let the live begin. How's everyone doing as we check in? It is 11:33 or so on May the 13th. So, first things first, people. First things first. We got some sage here. Not sure where this is going to go today. It's the energy's really all over the place, and actually it's presenting an opportunity for us to stabilize our own energy as we unravel ourselves, our life through this matrix of lies, really connecting to the divine. The feminine is truly on the rise. Hey, hey, hey. All right, at this time, we're just going to allow this smoke of the sacred white sage to clear the space between our hearts, to clear any energy, negative, nefarious energy that may be tuning in today, that may be trying to get in the way. As we clear, we're sending love, compassion, and forgiveness back tenfold. And we're including ourselves in that fold of compassion. Yes, I understand, Dawn. So there's the sage. We've cleared the space. Oh, shoot, Archangel Michael, and he's here again. So just give me 1 sec. I got to go get the deck. Oh. Huh. So I was about to start shuffling, and I heard look at the bottom as I was coming through the kitchen, and it was 223 there. So there is an energy about today, and this carries on from the messages. So we're just about 24 hours, 26 hours after our full moon, our most recent full moon, the flower moon. And this is really symbolic because this was in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is a very deep, deep sign. And Scorpio also holds, I feel, and I'm feeling in this moment to say this, our deepest wound in that scorpionic energy. And there has been an energy about for the last 7 to 9 days or so of the masculine looking to repeat energetic patterns that are really energies of defeat. It's almost like, and the feminine who has seen this desire to repeat is having none of it. None of it. Maybe we all need to move to none of it. I don't know. I'm feeling really silly today. I'm going back to work today after 2 days at home with my son. It's been a 4-day weekend for me. And 2 of those days were gratefully spent with my son and really supporting him as the masculine who is loved unconditionally by the feminine to rest and to recover. And we had a great, great time. He actually spoiled me. He spoiled me, like no other. And then as we were getting ready to say our so longs today, there was an eruption. And, in the moment, I learned a really important lesson here today is to not take things, so it was 444 there, so personally, especially in our closest relationships, because as we are as we're growing, evolving, growing up, as we're showing up for ourselves and filling our own cup, we must remember, I'm speaking as a mother, and as a child of God who is learning as I go. We're divinely imperfect. We're imperfectly perfect, divine imperfection. And so there was an eruption before he hit the road today. And both of us have felt terrible since, and we've been in contact. And ultimately, the lesson is here not to take things personally. And, upon reflection, very quickly, it was like, I understand why all of this is happening. And, yet I was triggered. So there's something there to heal. Scorpio, the deepest wound yet to be revealed is what I've just heard. And it comes, I'm so grateful to be connecting with you today. I wasn't sure I was going to. It was just like, a half an hour of just like, oh my gosh, what just happened? And then Rex and I went for a walk, and, I've come home and I've had a relaxing bath and smudged the space, smudged myself, spent some time in reflection, and am able to show up here, not completely having processed all of it, because there's still, we're still in these energies. And it's an opportunity. As much as the feminine is no longer having none of it, the feminine must also recognize that perhaps there's still a wound that lives within. And we'll get through this because we are being guided. This is a 24, which comes to a 6, our divine path of purpose. The choice point on the road to self-discovery. And yeah, so let's see what else Archangel Michael wants to say to us today. I have to say there's a little, it's like, are we listening to the hunger in our belly? Like, and there's almost a call. And again, we're in the full moon energy. Yes. This is like 3 of Swords energy, right? The wounded heart. It's like the soul 21. And, it's really interesting because after this explosion with my son and I, and we took some pictures, because he was out the door. We wanted to get this great picture, and instead we're both like pretty much in tears. And as soon as he got in the van and I was watching him go down the street, on my phone, a photo of him popped up from 2016, just 9 short years ago, where he was full of light and smiles. And we were on our way to a Toronto Maple Leafs game. Apparently they're going to win the Stanley Cup this year. So yeah, this photo popped up, and, it was like, let us all nurture the child within us and our experience, and let us embrace the support, the guidance, the love that is here for us. Let us face that perhaps there is a wound that still lives and festers within us. 100% it does. And yet, this also, at the same time, the simple recognition of that gives ourselves permission to fly, to first love ourselves. We can't go back and change anything, not even a couple of hours ago, not even a couple minutes ago. We can't go back and change it. All we can do is recognize our part in the grand scheme of things, which reduces down to the everyday scheme of things, the things that go on in our life. And scheme, the fact that word comes up, scheme. Oh, and that picture, I'm looking back at the 21, Frank wants this acknowledged. that picture was at the time when, Frank and I were newly, in love and, beginning to create this little cave, this den of love for this cub that was smiling in that picture, the same cub that drove away today, um, looking sad. And yeah, remember I said choice? And here we have the whispering heart. We all have our choices to make. And we all have our various roles to play in this lifetime. And as the sacred feminine rises, as the divine masculine hears the call to rise, there is a choice point. We can choose to come together and support one another. It is so heavy. I could cry, but I'm not going to. I might after the live, and I probably will, because it's good. The choice point is to rise in our own light that we shine, or that shines toward us from the depths of the wound, the emotional wound, the wound of separation, the wound of abandonment, which I would say is the core wound. So the masculine feels abandoned by the feminine, and the feminine feels abandoned by the masculine. And so the pattern repeats. And yet we are the ones here that stop the lathering of the pattern so that it does not repeat. We're not here to continue to repeat. And this is one of the things I said to my sweet cub as he went out the door. Mom is, at the back stage of her life. You're at the, at the beginning, the spring. And I am focused on loving and supporting you, the child, my child, that was gifted to me. And I also am responsible for supporting me, because I have dreams as well. And, I can assure you, I will go to my last breath manifesting my dream into this lifetime of being of service to the collective in a really, really positive way. Just really by reminding all of us that we're here on earth for a limited period of time, and we are here to shine. And yes, a lot of stuff has happened back there. If I look at that picture from 2016 of my son, so much has happened then. So much, and he is certainly not the same young man that he was then. He's so much stronger and more resilient. And yet, at his young age, at this early stage of his life, he has carried some heavy burdens. And it's one of my roles to lighten his burdens and to support his upliftment. And I do that through my personal path of healing, and the recognition of the wound that still it's coming to the surface. It's here. Like I can feel it. It's here. We are at the break free point. Remember back at the end of 2024, and there was this message of 2025 being the break free, the breakthrough year. We're here. We are here. I'm serious. I am so serious. And we have to get busy having fun and holding space for one another, because we've all been wounded. This is Three of Swords energy. It's the ultimate betrayal is what I've heard. And where does the ultimate betrayal stem from? Yes, it may stem from wounds perpetuated by others. It may stem from the things that we experience in this life. Yet the ultimate wound probably stems from our rejection of ourself, and our perhaps our to this point, or at some point along the way, it was our willingness to perpetuate the patterns that were to our own demise. They weren't supporting our rise, and lots of these patterns take place in the root and sacral chakra. And it's let's get honest, or I'm going to be honest with you, as I am all the time, is like these wounds are aggravated and agitated through, because the wounds reside in the sacral chakra. So if we're engaging in connections with the other, or if others are looking at us because we shine brightly, because we are presenting as, authentic, we may become prey for others who don't have our best intentions at heart. And perhaps we have fallen prey or to those games. And I was going to say victim, and they have me completely stop, because we make choices. And, let's be honest, perhaps we engaged in connections because, the sex at the time was good or whatever, right? That's not a good enough reason to engage. And it's certainly a way that many of us over time, and many continue to this day, to give their power away through that kind of engagement. And it's like, what's the point? I mean, I get it. And yet, you're the one that has the ability to vet it, or to say, yes, I'm going to allow this, or no, I'm no longer going to allow this. I'm going to take responsibility for how I feel on any given day, for my happiness, for my joy, for creating, being an active, creative child of the divine is the pathway to liberation. This is the pathway that supports our ability to shine. Of course, the two cards that come out, 1221, guidance much, anyone? I gotta do some, guidance much, anyone? Mirror, mirror on the wall. And, the energy that was felt that created this explosion today was the idea of separation, the idea of being away. There are men that want deep, for sure. And yet, there is an energy of fear in coming forward, because it requires vulnerability, right? It requires vulnerability. Like, mirror, mirror, what we see in the other is a reflection of us. And so, the masculine, the masculine, though, may be coming at it from that place of lust. And that's not good enough going forward. That's not good enough, because that is a connection that will perpetuate the wounds. It causes harm. We're not here for harm. We are, yet when two vibratory compatible souls come together, both in service to their own healing, both in recognition that they are the light, they come together, they join together. And in that union, oh my goodness, it is so healing, incredibly powerful, and freeing. And yet, if we continue to engage or indulge or contemplate these lower vibratory energies, remember the other day, I'm not sure if it was Saturday Night Live or the video that came out on Mother's Day, there was this talk of this separation. It's like you're either here in support of your own ascension and elevation, or you're not, right? And it's a choice we each have to make. And so there's this going, some are going to stay within that perpetual loop of the 3D, the wound, the victim energy, the harm, and others of us are going to move beyond the friction of that energy and elevate into the fourth and fifth dimensional vibratory fields, which is the experience of heaven on earth. while we're here, because we're the multidimensional vibratory fields. Okay. Right? Because we are the change. And change isn't easy. It's not easy. And yet, here we are doing it. And so I would encourage you strongly to trust your heart. I've had to make a cup of chamomile tea early. That's embarrassing. I almost dropped my thumb, wasn't. And I feel like a part of our holding space is for the masculine. It's safe. As we create the safe spaces for ourselves, as we focus on, the co-creative process of the guidance, the multidimensional love and support that we're receiving, we support the masculine also to begin to open to receive. Because, everybody has the opportunity to contemplate the patterns repeating, and everybody has the opportunity to make the choice to repeat the pattern. These patterns we repeat continue to perpetuate harm, continue to activate wounds, continue to just kind of dip a toe into life. And we're here to play in the deep. We're diving in, 21. We're not just dipping a toe in. Those days are long gone. Although will say I found a new creek yesterday, right? Literally across the street. Found some new walking territory, and it feels like super exciting. The water was crystal clear. And I really feel like that's a message for all of us. Our intuition is crystal clear as well. And it's really important for us to show honor and reverence for ourselves by acting according to our intuitive knowing and not compromising ourselves for, one who may be viewing us as prey, coming toward us in a superficial way. That won't stand. Yet the heart, the door, the mind is always open for authentic connections beyond the wound, right? Beyond the superficial that triggers and activates us. 22. Pay attention to the signs. As we approach the next new moon, I feel like the next new moon really activates our magician energy as we move into Gemini season. It's like we are the balance of the polarity. We are the mirror reflection for one another, good, bad, or otherwise. And some people are like, oh, that's like sort of spiritual bypassing. No, just wanting to sleep with someone. That's spiritual bypassing. What is that? What is that? We can't spiritual bypass. We're here to elevate, and that's non-negotiable. But yeah, it feels like this Gemini new moon, and this time now, I mean, here we go again. 6, self-love. Yes. If we don't show up and love ourselves, who the heck's going to? And I can tell you, I'm sick and tired of people wanting to show up in my space that really have nothing to offer me. Like, I'm looking for, a friend, a partner, someone that's got their shit together, someone that's got, a vision for the future, anything else, maybe, I don't know, 30 years ago, maybe, I don't know. High priestess energy, new beginnings. These new beginnings are born of self-love, of healing the wounded heart, of freeing ourselves from the toxic pattern that has recently wanted to repeat, working, being the change. No. And we may have been played with, hey, we are wonderlands, and, play is great when it's in a revered and devotional way, not just for the sake of, no. We are not to be played with, not in nefarious ways. We're not the prey. Yes. Oh, yeah, they are. The emotions are running high. And yet, this is an opportunity again. Look, remember I said the next new moon, and then I didn't even realize this was the new moon card. So, the next new moon is a really important one for, then we've got the 12 again. The next new moon is a really important one for all of us to step into our mastery. What are we waiting for? Full moon in Taurus. We're in Taurus season. Our dreams need a practical plan. Of course they do. And that's the thing, the vision. Like, I have to say, since Frank transitioned, what I miss most on a daily basis in my life is a conversation with a guy that, had a fabulous mind and an even more beautiful heart, and this is what I miss the most. Those kind of conversations that are encouraging and supportive. And, difficult conversations sometimes are exactly that, difficult conversations. And yet when we come and have those conversations with one another from the heart space, what a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing. And I'm not sure, Frank may have spoken to me sternly a couple of times, stern, the glasses tipped down as he was making a point. He never, never ever did I question his love for me and what I meant to him and who I was for him in his life. And what a beautiful gift. And actually, he's the gift that keeps on giving, through the guidance, which is a message that was received within hours after he transitioned. It was December 21st. It was a full moon, the full cold moon, long night moon, the solstice of 2018. And the stars were bright. Like, even with the full moon, the stars were bright. I could see literally Orion's belt out of the back door of his home. And as I was looking out there, like just still in shock about what happened, I saw a shooting star right through Orion's belt. And it was like Frank doing a cartwheel through Orion, which was his favorite constellation. And the message I received was he could help me better now from his station, his new station. So I really feel this is a strong message for us to tap into the love and support that is all around us. And more importantly, to show up for ourselves in a loving way, right? Don't delay in showing up for yourself as you're waiting for, the other to show up for you. Show up for yourself in really loving ways, because the best of days are in front of us. They're not behind us. They're in front of us, and they start today. So I felt strongly guided to work with this deck. I've been really called to work with this deck in the last week or so. It's the Healing Energy cards by my beautiful sister of the heart, Leanne Peters, over at Temple of Balance. If you have not checked her out, please do. So this is 2 of her decks combined. She's amazing. She's done a lot of, she's amazing. Go check her out if you haven't. And I felt really strongly guided to work with these cards. I was going to pull them down on the Saturday Night Live, and I didn't. And today they asked to be out here. So I've combined the Healing Energy cards, the first deck and the second deck. And we're just going to get, I really feel this is some guidance from the Divine Feminine, the Mother Earth, for all of us. Because you know what? Our feet planted solely, flatly, bare upon the earth is such a supportive practice. So supportive. I'd like to walk around here barefoot, but there's far too many hypodermic needles on the ground from, unfortunately, addicts that live on the streets. That one flipped. Yeah, perfect. Ride the wave. I'm feeling the presence of Archangel Michael here. I'm also feeling the presence. There is a call for us. Remember, I was saying, like, the hunger. What are we hungry for? As I was saying, what are we hungry for? I was also connecting to, like, parasitic energy and the need for us to be on top of our health, to be on top of our well-being as a part of our healing is to continually, on a regular basis, to practice cleansing. Whether we do a water fast, um, whether we do a water fast or some other type of fast, also working with herbs to cleanse. I'm going to just grab something that's a great one. And the fact I brought it out, I feel like I'm going to start working with it again today or tomorrow, they're saying. So I'll be microdosing this as of tomorrow for 21 days beyond the next new moon. And working with some other herbs as well, because sometimes, it's almost like if we're not focused on our physical well-being, if we're not focused on the body, the flesh and bone, the wonderland, if we're not focused on that, who's going to? Yeah, there may be lots of volunteers. Pure Gum Spirits, you're reading it right. You can probably get it cheaper in the States. I get this from the States. It costs me $100 a bottle. I can't really say it because I don't want to get any dings here, but I will send you a link. Send me an email and remind me, Kiva. I'll send you a link from a beautiful woman who's also Canadian. She's in New Brunswick. Her page on social media on Facebook is Medicine Woman in the Woods. And she has a great protocol for microdosing with this. As you can see, I'm still alive. So yeah, it's an amazing, amazing tool for the parasite cleansing. Back to our wonderland. If we don't take care of it, who's going to? And we're up against a lot. I don't know what the skies look like in your part of the world. Here they are littered with heavy metals and who knows what the heck else. Honestly, we don't really know. And the fact that we don't really know, yet we know it's something not to uplift us, although we can work with our own awareness in the moment to call in Archangel Michael and Saint Germain and God to transmute this nefarious stuff. I used to love envisioning these trails and whatever was falling to the earth as drops of consciousness, opening up the creative child. So, honestly, we have so much work to do, and it begins with us, like one heart at a time. So the message on this card says, a wave of chaos and change. Ride it. Do your best. Take a break if needed. The storm always passes. Take action on facts, not assumptions, and flow. Exactly. And this feels, again, like this feels very, I'm feeling deep roots, scorpionic roots coming to the surface. And perhaps some of this parasitic energy, like I'm connecting with here, is more about the untruths that we've told ourselves, or the untruths that someone seeded in our in the vein of our DNA long ago. So you are the one who knows. Trust your flow. And flow, we're getting this message. It's coming up a lot. Ask for help, self-love, guidance. We're receiving. Are we listening? I can tell you, I sure am. Absolutely. Because if I don't, who's going to? And I want all this strife and struggle to end for everyone. And it begins with me. It begins with me and the vision that I hold for myself, my happily ever after, my fairy tale, and yeah, let's do this. Receive the assistance. This is like the flower opening. We're under the energies of this beautiful flower moon, and I'm just seeing opening the flower inside, like just gently opening it. And that's what we're doing to ourselves, gently opening our heart, allowing ourselves to receive. Again, we've got this little lizard or chameleon here with a crystal. This is like ancient wisdom. Ancient wisdom coming forth into now. We have hidden ourselves underground, perhaps in the depths of our deepest wound for far too long. And we are strong, and we have gotten to this place on purpose. We are not prey. We are spiritual purpose. Assistance may come in the form of a solution, SOUL, opportunity, abundance, helping hand, offering improvement, or an exchange. Help has arrived. Honest exchange is nice. It's a good place to start. Your heart. One more, and then I'm gonna go and cry. Perfect one. Maybe not. Expansion. This is the multi-dimensional support. We are the ones expanding in the here and now, and it's not easy. It's uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable, yet here we are. We're doing it. Star galactic connections, reconnect with your star home, intergalactic travel to heal, expand your perceptions, gateway to other dimensions. You're the gateway. I'm the gateway. There is no other gateway that is going to give birth to your dreams. We are the star seeds here now to have the experience of heaven on earth. If not now, when? And if not you, who? With that being said, it feels like my time here. I got to go get myself psyched up for the job. I can do it. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And we'll connect live tomorrow. Let's do it. Let's connect live tomorrow for the Whimsical Wednesday Inner Child Interactive. We'll do an interactive. And yeah, we'll do that tomorrow about the same time, 11:33 a.m. I'm sending you lots of love. Kiva, Dawn, you girls are my peeps. You keep it real. You always show up for me. And I'm so grateful for our connection. All of the rest of you who may be watching this live, thank you so much for showing up. Hit the thumbs up. That helps. If you don't want to reveal who you are, a thumbs up goes a long way. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, let's do it. We're growing, and I'm so grateful for your love and support and the growth that is being visibly seen at this time. Until tomorrow, everyone, get out there and try to enjoy the ride. Be open to receive the support. Don't be afraid. Make connections. Reach out. Follow where your heart is calling you. Trust your gut. Men and ladies, both, your heart is, I just heard sacred loaf. So it's not about your bread. Get out of your head and come back down to earth. And let's get this party started. I see you. I feel you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sacred loaf.